School shootings haven't been an intensifying problem in the United States. It has struck conversations in Congress over legislation and among the people who want to ensure a safe learning environment for their children and students. The first school shooting occurred in the 18th century when a group of Native Americans shot and scalped a teacher and killed most of the students. School shootings have since increased in occurrences, but not in deaths or in wounded necessarily. Many have occurred due to an individual acting against a single person on school grounds rather than the student body as a whole, or by an accidental firing. Now, the Democratic point of view on this case is that they want to create more legislation on firearms, including smaller magazine capacities, limiting the types of weapons people can buy, and limiting who can purchase them. Some radical points of view suggest that most or all guns should be banned from public and that police and military should be the only ones to own firearms. The Republican point of view includes that every American has the right to own, carry, and use guns for protection. They believe in an absolute Second Amendment and that any government regulations on firearms is unconstitutional. Now, there are holes in both arguments. In the Democratic point of view, police shouldn't be the only ones to own firearms because in the school shooting case, the FBI cites that it takes around 3 minutes for the average police. Now, there are holes in both arguments. For the Democratic point of view, when they say, Now, there are holes in both arguments. In the Democratic point of view, when they believe that there should be a limit on the people who can purchase them and then there needs to be further legislation, this is mostly because they don't understand the Gun Control Act of 1968. The Gun Control Act of 1968 already prohibits those who are fugitives from justice, previously convicted criminals, illegal aliens, and those deemed mentally defective or those who have been committed to a mental institution from owning a firearm. Additionally, when they believe that police should be the only ones owning firearms, this puts our schools at a very high risk. The average police response time to a school shooting currently is around 3 minutes. This could be very dangerous because even with the slowest firing firearm, such as a double-barrel shotgun which only contains 2 shells, there could still be a lot of damage, as seen in a school shooting in Massachusetts. With a double-barrel shotgun, which only has 2 shells, as seen in a school shooting in Liberty, Mississippi, when an unknown gunman fired a double-barrel shotgun into an audience and wounded 14 people. The hole in the Republican side of the argument is that the Second Amendment cannot necessarily be absolute, just as the First Amendment isn't absolute. The First Amendment is limited by preventing people from calling an action to violence. This ensures that people are safe from anyone yelling bomb in an airport or fire in a movie theater. Same as the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, in a similar manner, has to be limited because you cannot have people with landmines, grenades, and other highly destructive weapons that can cause mass damage in a short period of time against a large group of people. My proposed change in order to combat My proposed change in order to combat school shootings is to put trained armed security guards within the school that can reach any point in the school within 10 seconds or less. This ensures that if any shooting occurs, that the security guard can disarm or kill the shooter before he is able to create mass damage. This also acts as a deterrent for people who want to shoot up schools because, as you see with celebrities, our Congress. This also acts as a deterrent for people who want to cause harm to our schools. As you see with congressmen, celebrities, and other high profile people, they always walk around with some form of security in order to keep them safe, and attempts on their lives are very limited. This in our schools can help protect our students and ensure their safety faster than the police can respond. My audience in this. My audience in this matter is the American people. The American people give the ability to the. My audience in this matter is the American people. The American people give the legislators the ability to rule. My audience in this matter is the American people. The government derives its power from the American people, and the American people are the only ones who can drive the government to create change. The only way that this policy gets changed is if the people band together in order to protect our students. Our students' safety is in the hands of the government, who are usually fighting between keeping the Republican side or keeping the Democratic side intact. But our kids' lives are more important than bipartisan issues. We can make this change happen by banding together and pushing our legislators to create fair legislation in order to protect our students. There are many steps that you can take. There are many steps that you can take in order to help create change within your community and push it up to the state and federal government. One of which is getting more informed. A large problem with American society is that we take a lot from media in a very large era of fake news. There are many steps that we the people can take in order to enact change. First of which is get more informed. A large problem within American society in an era of fake news is that we take the media's arguments. There are many steps that we the people can take in order to help address this issue, one of which being is get more informed. Many people in an era of fake news take exactly what they hear from local media sources such as CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC and reciprocate that into their own views, rather than looking up the information for themselves and figuring out the truth. In order for us to push legislation and get good change for our students, we need to make sure that everyone is more informed on these issues so that we can get the correct legislation in order to protect our students. A second step that people can take is teach kids safety measures. Make sure these students understand that this is a dangerous world. They should look for signs within their school and report them to principals, teachers, and anyone if they feel unsafe or threatened within their school. Also, they should know how to act in a dangerous situation. Remain calm, listen to their teacher, and follow the instructions in order to be safe within a dangerous situation within their school. Another step that people can take is talk to their friends, colleagues, and even try to reach out to their local, state, and federal government officials within their area. If people can band together and push change within the local level, it can push up to the state and then the federal level in order to enact change for the better.